Modi has been looking outside of India because the savings within India are not sufficient to be able to fund the number of projects and the size of the projects that they're looking to undertake. So he's been in talks with his Japanese partners, where they've already signed up to around about $50 billion worth of infrastructure borrowing and for types with strategic types and partnerships within India. China, interestingly, have said that they want to do double that. They want to do 100 billion when Mr. Modi meets with them in the coming weeks. He's actually going to be in New York, I think towards the end of September, where he will be greeted by, he's packed out Madison Square Garden, where he'll be meeting and greeting with a lot of influential people and hoping again to secure some more business links and further investment from the US into India. So we're very confident that the funding that will be required, he's already made significant progress in securing that.
And it's quite interesting, one of the projects I went to see in Delhi, it's called the Dedicated Freight Corridor. So interestingly enough, Indian trains today run slower than when the British were there. So your average, there's only so freight trains share the same rails with passenger trains. The network is just massively overcrowded. So I think the average speed is something like 25 to 30 kilometers per hour for a freight train, which is pretty slow. So it's actually just slightly down from the early 1940s. One example of Japanese investment is this dedicated freight corridor is basically a two-legged corridor going from the east of India into Delhi and then over to the west of India. There's two separate legs. The western leg, which snakes from Delhi down to Mumbai, is actually predominantly financed by, first of all, the Japanese. I think the cost is something like $16 billion projected at the moment, of which 7 billion, just under $7 billion is directly coming from the Japanese. The World Bank is also helping, and then the balance is coming from the government of India. But the Japanese are heavily involved in this project, and this is basically will be two rail lines dedicated only to freight. So freight trains will be able to go three times faster in the minimum. The actual containers will be massively longer. The trains will be 3 or 4 times longer as well. So this will absolutely have a huge impact productivity-wise on moving goods in India. Now that's due to come in 2017, 2018. So that was just an example of Japanese expenditure. There's more Japanese expenditure also linked around to building infrastructure around that particular project as well, which goes into many billions of dollars. So, as Simon was saying, I think currently as it stands, India won't have too much of an issue attracting foreign funding to come and try and fund some of this infrastructure spending. Sure, there are still issues with land acquisition and some other little niggles here and there, and that's where we're hoping Modi can sort of push through some various key reforms to make that even easier.